Hi everyone. This is the first of my two star statements for my CNS 320 class. This statement would probably come in response to the question, what's been a time you've had to think on your feet as part of a group to make a quick decision? And so I have a good example for that. 2 years ago, I was part of the Deloitte case consulting competition. Deloitte is a consulting company that recruits from Wake Forest. And so as part of those efforts, they host a week-long competition where teams of four are given a case to consider at the beginning of the week. Teams assemble a solution to the case. It might be, for example, reforming the U.S. Postal Service so that's more energy efficient and green. And then they give, at the end of the week, a presentation to Deloitte and Wake Forest judges. The top two teams move on. So my team and I was working on this late Thursday night. On Friday, we had our first run-through presentation to give initial feedback on our work. And so we had split up the responsibilities for coming up with a solution, and we're now putting the whole PowerPoint together. But we realized very quickly that our solution was not feasible. One team member had us cutting 70,000 jobs from the U.S. Postal Service, which politically and optically isn't very possible, we quickly realized. And so we knew that we would be dead in the water if we tried to present this tomorrow. And so we had a choice. We could go with this flawed solution and just, face the consequences, or we could get better feedback from the judges if we went ahead and redid the solution. So we quickly chose to do the latter. Even though it was pretty late at night, we decided to redo the math calculations, remake the solution, so that it'd be more presentable. And so one of my teammates and I, we actually stayed up until 4 o'clock the night before the presentation, making sure that we had everything in order. And so that wasn't easy. We lost some sleep, but at the end of the day, or should I say, at the next day, we were able to give a presentation to the judges where they were able to critique us, but in a more meaningful, constructive way, not necessarily towards a solution, which ended up being pretty fun and in line with what they would have expected. And so I guess the main takeaways are that I was able to put the time in to present present the best product we could, instead of making an excuse for why we didn't have a lackluster solution. And so I think it's a good example of a star statement where we had a situation where we were going to give a presentation. The task at hand was to remake the solution. Action was spending a couple hours at night to actually redo the slides, redo the solution, and the result is that we received better and more constructive feedback. I think those are qualities that will be useful in almost any job setting, any project-based setting. And so that was my first star statement.